Good morning, all. Today we are going to discuss about the law of demand. So, in this topic, in second unit, introduction to in law of demand. The law of demand states the quantity demanded of goods shows an inverse relationship with the price of a goods. So, the law of demand it can be in quantity demanded of a goods and the price of a goods. So it is also in inverse relationship. The inverse relationship means that as a price increases, the demand decreases. It is also known as the in inverse relationship. So the law of demand, so the price of the product it can be increased. So the price of the demand so decreases. It is also known as a in law of demand. The law of demand is a fundamental principle in macroeconomics. So it is also a principle of a in macroeconomics. It is used together with the law of supply to determine the efficient allocation of a resources in an economy and find the optimal price and quantity of goods. So the law of supply it can be determines the some resources. So it can be find the optimum price of a product and the quantity of goods it can be included. So in this diagram, show the diagram. Uh, so it is also in the graphical representation of the law of demand. So the law of demand is usually represented as a graph. So it is also represented in a graph. The graphical representation of a law of demand is a curve that establishes the relationship between the quantity demanded and price of goods. So it is also the relationship between the in quantity of demanded goods and price of the products. So it is also in relationship between the in quantity of demanded. So price. So the shape of the demand curve can vary among in different types of goods. So the demand curve it can be in various different goods, types of goods. Most frequently the demand curve shows an in concave shape. So it is also in concave shape. The demand curve also in concave shape. However, in many economics textbooks, we can also see the demand curve has a straight line. So it is also in straight line of the in demand curve. So many books to the in economics. So the demand curve is draw against the quantity demanded on the x-axis. So x-axis it can be in a reference to the in quantity of demand and price on the y-axis. So it is also in y-axis it represents in a in price. So the definition of the law of demand indicates that the demand curve is downward in sloping. So it is also in downward. So it is also downward to the in a demand curve. So it is important to distinguish the difference between the demand and quantity demanded. So it is also in difference between the difference between the in quantity of demand and price of the products. So the quantity demand is the number of goods that consumer are willing to buy at give price point. So it is also so the number of goods are the quantity of demand, so it is also number of goods. So the consumer willing to buy at a given price of point. So consumer on a person entity it can be willing to how much price of the product. So on the other hand, the demand represents all available relationship between the goods price and quantity demanded. So it is also quantity of demand and goods of the price. So the consumer it is also willing to the so in this product. So next, the exemptions of the in law of demand. So the exemptions of the in law of demand, so it can be in a listed below. In a given goods and Veblen goods, so given goods, there are in inferior goods that lack in close substitute then represent a large portion of the consumer income. So it is also in inferior goods. So it can be in substitute products also. So it is also in consumers a higher income to spend. So Scottish economics Sir Robert so Giffen proposed the existence of such goods. In the 19th century, the Giffen goods violate the law of demand because prices the goods increases. With the increase the quantity of demand. So in this time, the Sir Robert Giffen so defines the goods, the law of demand. So price of the in goods increases, the increases of the in quantity demand also increases. So however, in Giffen goods remain in mostly theoretical concept as there limited empirical evidence of the inexistence in the real world. So it is also so in mostly theoretical concept. So how the in empirical evidence to the inexistence of in real goods. So this is also in Giffen goods. So another one is in Veblen goods. Certain types of in luxury goods violate the in law of demand. So it is also in luxury products. So Veblen goods are named after American economist Thorstein Veblen. Generally, they are in luxury goods indicates the economic and social status of the owner. So it can be in luxury goods, it can be in a indicate to the in a social status and economic purpose also. Therefore, the consumers are willing to consume in Veblen goods even more when the in price increases. So the consumers willing to the in purchase of product in Veblen goods, it is also the price will be increased of the product. Some examples of in Weblery goods included in cars, expensive wines, and designer clothes, etc. So these are involved to the law of demand and exemptions also. Thank you.